everybody. Today is what is today? Today's Thursday, and it's 10:17 a.m. and I got an offer from UberEATS to go to Walgreens and shop for 8 items, and it is 8 units. I'm going to be getting $10.81 for 5.5 miles. And today is number 13. Yes, 13 days since I started the 16 8-hour fast. And I think yesterday was the hardest day so far. I woke up, I had a nightmare, and I woke up at midnight or around midnight and never went back to sleep. And I wasn't able to eat until 8:30. So I had to spend 8.5 hours awake without eating, which was terrible because I was so tired and I was so hungry and I just couldn't sleep. So I was stuck in this situation where I really just had to just starve. So it was really a very difficult situation. And then when I finally did eat, I had some leftover Chipotle, and it had like a lot of rice in it, a lot of white rice, and I think that spiked my insulin levels, which made it even worse because that made my appetite even stronger after I ate it. I mean, I didn't eat it just by itself. I did add some egg whites to it and some avocado. I tried to make it so that way it would kind of not just be like I was eating pure white rice, but it's a mix of things that had fiber in it and all that other stuff. But because I didn't get enough sleep, my insulin levels were just really sensitive, and I wasn't able to level out. Normally after I eat a meal, I just feel full and just like totally fine, like I'm full, but I don't feel any kind of anxiety after I eat. I don't know what you call it. When you get an insulin spike, the sensation is almost like you get this weird adrenaline rush after you eat the food, but it's not a pleasant adrenaline rush. It's an adrenaline rush that feels almost like the kind of feeling you would get if you were fearful of something. So almost like a panicked sensation that comes over you when you get this type of reaction to your food. So it's not pleasant at all. And I would say about 30 minutes after I finished eating, I felt hungry again. So that's what I mean by an insulin spike. What the sensation feels like when you go through it. So it's not pleasant at all. So I went through that all day yesterday, and I made sure to still stay on track. I made sure that I ate on schedule. So even though I was starving, I think I had like an extra cup of green tea, and I think that was about it. But all my other meals yesterday were my regular meals. There was nothing strange about them, except I had all this Chipotle that I got yesterday. I got one of these burrito bowls, and I couldn't finish it, and so I sort of spread it out for the next 3 meals. So breakfast I had it with eggs, lunch I had it by itself with some extra vegetables, and dinner I had it with some soup. So I put it into a soup at the end of the day. And I wasn't able to do any delivery work yesterday because nothing came in that was at least $8, $2 for every mile. So I pretty much just rejected offers all day yesterday. And then I took my dog for a walk. And that's all I did, really. I mean, it was kind of disappointing, but I also, because I didn't get any sleep, I was almost relieved that I didn't get anything, because I was worried I might get into a car accident since I was so sleep deprived. But today I feel fine. I slept in all the way until 4:30 a.m., which is a long time for me because I normally get up at about 3. And I think I went to bed like at around 8 or 8:30. So I think I got a decent amount of sleep for because I feel really well rested today. And the time that I put the app on today was at around 9. I would say at around 9 o'clock. I put the app on, and it took me almost an hour and a half to get this offer. And this offer is just kind of borderline. It's it's almost $2 for every mile, but not quite. And the particular Walgreens we're going to, it's really far away. I still got another 2 minutes until I get to the Walgreens. There are two Walgreens near my house, but the app, for whatever reason, wants me to do the shopping at this one that's really far away. It must have an item that the other ones don't have in stock, or it's been selected by Uber because it's close to the customer. So it's one or the other. Today for dinner, I'm going to be going to Panera. I'm gonna try for the first time their Greek goddess chicken Cobb salad. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but I'm trying not to eat bad stuff because, you know, even if there's bad stuff no matter what restaurant you go to. What I would normally get at Panera is not good. It would usually be like, you know, one of those Danishes and one of those sandwiches with all the sauce in it and the meat and the cheese. And maybe I get some chips. So yeah, not healthy at all. Well, we're finally making it to the Walgreens. Just gotta turn into their parking lot. I don't know what I'm shopping for. I kind of don't want to know. Something tells me it's going to be something difficult that's locked up, and I don't really want to think about it until I'm actually inside the Walgreens. And of course, it's real busy in here today. Let's see if I can find a decent place to park. Gosh, it's busy. Let's just park next to this guy here. Alright, we got Gatorade, Celsius, I think this is Diet Coke, coconut water, this weird toothpaste, travel size, not face wash, and these weird razors. I just gotta find a cookie and I'm out of here. Submit the photo for the receipt. And now we're going to be going, let's see, 8 minutes, 2.1 miles. We're going to be going to a house. It's going to be a meet at the door. When you get to the first gate, tell them it's a delivery for this particular person at this address. When you get to the second gate, then enter this particular code and meet me at the door. Oh, and it's going to require a PIN. All in all, this shopping experience was not difficult. It was the last the last item that was hard. They wanted this cookie. Lenny and somebody cookie, a chocolate chip cookie, and they didn't have it. And the substitute was a Quest protein peanut butter cookie, which I was easily able to find that. And yeah, and then checking out was fine. There was no problem there either. I don't think there were any other issues that happened with this one. It was pretty standard. And now comes the fun part, getting through the guard gate at this community we're going to be going to. It's really a tough place to get into because all the gardeners are showing up to this $1 million community, and I have to wait my turn to get in. And so the line is usually just car after car of pool service company pickup trucks, landscapers with their garden equipment, and delivery drivers like me. That's the bulk of us who are trying to get into this $1 million community. And so it takes a while to get in there. And I'm sure this had to be an offer that was sent to other delivery drivers in this area, but they didn't want it because they knew it was going to take a long time, or could potentially take a long time to get into that community. And I don't blame them. Now that I see where I'm going, I'm like, oh great, it's going to take a long time to get in there. And then after I drop it off, it's going to be a long time before I get my next offer, at least normally, because usually in this area there aren't a ton of opportunities, and I got to drive all the way back towards home before something good comes in again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And there was no wait. Normally, when you do a substitution, you got to wait for the customer to approve the substitution. But this particular customer, I think he had it as a default that any of the substitutions would be fine. So it immediately went into completed for the substitution. So that was good news. And not too much else is going on. I saw the new trailer for He-Man, our Masters of the Universe, so I'm excited about that since I'm a kid from the 80s. I look forward to that movie coming out. I was saying before how I can't remember the last show I saw, and somebody mentioned the last show I saw was Wicked, which wasn't true. The last show that I saw at the movies was Fantastic Four. But I was trying to remember the last theatrical live performance show that I saw, and I can't remember. I can never remember shows that I saw that are live performances, and I don't know why. Like I've seen a lot of concerts, but if I try to access the memories from going to see that concert, I cannot remember anything that happened or have vague recollections of what was going on in the concert. Have a good one. Thank you. The customer at the last second sent me a message saying to mention to the guard a different person's name than what they said in their instructions. So while I was talking to the guard, that's when that message came in, and my brain was getting scrambled. And I'm like, well, hold on, wait a minute. I was all prepared to tell them one name of a person I'm delivering to, and then all of a sudden they're telling me a totally different name. Now I'm starting to wonder if they're even going to answer the door when I put meat at the door, because this sounds like it's a gift for somebody, and when I tell them you have the PIN number, they're going to say no, which is going to create some problems, I think. I don't know if I should message this customer now and just say, is this person going to have the PIN number? I almost don't want to know. It's like, no, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to get there. If they don't answer the door, or if they don't have the PIN, I'm going to say, don't worry about it. And I'll just hit delivered. I don't think I've ever run into a problem where when it came to a delivery and the customer required a PIN and I didn't have it, that Uber didn't pay me everything. I think only one time it did happen. I was delivering to this really shady apartment complex, and when I tried to click on it's delivered, it didn't even give me that button. It said call customer support, and I had to talk to support, and the phone was ringing with customer support, and that's when the door suddenly opened at this apartment complex, and they gave me the PIN number. So that's only happened one time before. And I'm in one of these $1 million communities, and the dollar amount for this order is not super high, so I think if they don't answer the door, I'm going to be okay. Or if they don't have the PIN number, I think I'm going to be just fine. And you can see based on how high up we're going in these hills, you definitely can tell I'm not going to get anything coming back down the hill. That it's going to be a minute before I get my next opportunity. I have my DoorDash currently paused, and I think the timer's going to run out on it, but I'm not worried about that. $5, 9 miles. I'm not worried about it if I lose my dash, because here in Vegas, you don't have to schedule your dashes anymore. So if the timer runs out on it, I'll just hit the dash button again, and I'll be good to go. I can't believe that I have been on this fasting thing now 13 days. It's so crazy. It says it takes 90 days before it just becomes normal. So 3 months, it'll have to be 90 days, and then I should just be on this diet like autopilot. There should be no like weird feelings about it. It should be just a natural thing to do, which I'm really looking forward to. Or I'm just not even thinking about it. I'm just eating at a normal schedule. $5.49, 10 miles. I think the reason why I had a nightmare had to do with the dieting. Wow, I'm all the way at the end. All right, I see the house. We're on a cul-de-sac. I don't think they're gonna meet me at the door. "24 seconds until I lost my dash." I just left it at the door. I checked my messages from the customer, and they sent me the PIN number inside of the app. So I rang the doorbell, and then I entered the PIN number, and that was it. And now I've just got to remember how to get out of here. I think I'll use Uber to help guide me out of here. Let me find a place I actually want to go to. Come on. Come on, app. Help me out. Navigate me. Navigate. Holy cow. So that was confusing. It's the special instructions that the customer left me were not accurate. So that made it really confusing that at the last second they're telling me all these different things. I was like, wait a minute. Why are you changing the rules on me at the last second for what I'm supposed to do? Sometimes when they do that, it feels like they're trying to scam me. Like they're trying to get something for free. It's like if you're changing the drop off, why aren't you putting that in the instructions? Why are you suddenly doing it at the last second? Oh boy, I'll be fine once I get to the bottom of this hill. This place is like a maze. $1 million maze. Truck after truck. $8, 15 miles. I only have 30 minutes left in my day, and then it's over. And then I'm gonna take my doggy for a walk. I'm really surprised that I've been able to uh, keep myself on track with this eating. It's been really good. Alright, things are back to normal. I know where I'm at. Now, how do I exit from this navigation? There it goes. Oh, man. $4.66 for 9 miles. All of the offers that have been coming in over here have been really terrible for the last couple of days. And I've been making, I think, about $20 every day. Has been about the average, which is really low and not that productive. But I'm not worried about it. It's like, well, whatever I get, I get. And what else was I telling you guys about? So the diet's going all good, and looking forward to seeing that Masters of the Universe. And I'm still going to be going into the Wind to see that show, Awakening, and that'll be good. That'll be a fun little outing. And I don't think I'm going to eat out after all. I'm going to just go see the show and come back. I don't really feel like gorging on a bunch of food that's going to be $100 a person. So I think I'll just go, I'll park, I'll check out the show, and then just head back home, and that should be just fine. That'll be my official luxurious outing for entertainment. And I don't think there's anything else that's too interesting that's going on lately. I've really been just completely focused on my health. I've been watching so many videos on YouTube about fasting and trying to stay motivated. $7.41, 12 miles, fasting, and then I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about people that are morbidly obese. $6, 7 miles. I think the algorithm knows that I'm trying to lose weight, so it's sending me all these things about weight loss. $12.12, 9 miles. I think that's what's happening with the algorithm. But I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying seeing these people go into denial about their bad eating habits. You know, like they got the guy that's like 600 pounds, and he's in the hospital, and they're telling him, they're like, you need to lose weight for us to do the surgery for you. And he can't even lose not 1 pound. His weight will not go down because he keeps sneaking food. And then when he talks to the doctors, he denies it. He says, basically, I'm following your diet plan. So he thinks he can lie his way out of the situation. And then even when they interview him without the doctor there, he tries to blame the healthcare system. It's like, well, it's not my responsibility to make sure I lose the weight. He's like, it's the government's responsibility. They're the ones paying for this operation. Because I think the filming was in Great Britain or in England, and there they have the free healthcare system, or universal healthcare. So in his mind, it's the system that needs to work out the problem for why he can't lose the weight. And it's just unbelievable to see that someone in their mind actually rationalizes and disassociates the responsibility of them gaining weight to that extreme. $7.05, 9 miles. It was really wild to me. I'm like, I guess you do go into denial. Because when I think, even for myself, when I'm putting on the weight, I just think to myself, I can't be eating that much. Even though I'm like grazing all day long, you know, going into the kitchen constantly, grabbing a snack, and then it's lunchtime, then grabbing a snack, then it's dinner time, then grabbing a snack, it's time for bed. $3, 2 miles. So, you know, they say the best thing you could do if you are a grazer is to write in your journal everything you eat in a day. But that doesn't necessarily work for people that are grazers, because we go into denial. We're like, I don't want to write it down because I don't want to know. So you make up excuses not to write down what you just ate. and then you just forget about even journaling altogether. And you just go back, you just keep eating badly. So that never worked for me. So I'm like, well, this journaling business is not doing a thing. $13.05, 15 miles. So I have to stick with this particular diet because it seems to be working really well. The idea of not being $10.65 for 24 miles. The idea of only being able to eat at certain times of the day is really beneficial to me because now I'm committed to only eating during those time periods. So that even when I feel like, okay, I can now cheat and eat a lot of garbage food, eat some Hostess or Twinkies or cookies at that time period, I know that if I do that, it's going to interfere with me getting the nutrition I need, the healthy food. So I don't eat the junk food because I need to save space to make sure I'm getting my nutrition in, or I'll get I'll start to getting the shakes, or I'll be super hungry until dinner time. So that's the I think is the key component for me in doing this fasting, is that the moment I eat breakfast, like a healthy breakfast, I don't eat until lunchtime. Once lunchtime comes, I know I have to eat healthy at lunchtime, because if I eat complete garbage at lunchtime, it's a long time until I get to dinner. And I know at dinner time, I'm going to even be more tempted to eat more junk food at dinner time. So I don't do it. $5 and a penny, 4.7 miles. So I think that is the biggest, $5, 13 miles. I think that's the biggest difference with this one, is because of the structure of it. It sort of blocks you from binge eating or from junk food eating. Is that you're constantly trying to make sure you're going to be full and not hungry again until the next mealtime. Next one up is coming from UberEATS. We're going to go to Target, shop for 10 items, 13 units. I'm going to get $15.11 for 2.5 miles. Not too bad. I already took the dog out for a walk, ran into some neighbors, and did my chit chat with some people, and then got back home, put the dog away, and then waited for another offer. I decided maybe I should do that from now on. That way I can work a little bit longer. So I think if I get back home and it's before 11:30, then I'll go out. But if it's already 11:30, then I'll just call it a day, however many offers I do. But it seemed to work out. It's giving me that extra 30 minutes to get other opportunities. So I think it's all good. And I gotta give my dog a bath. She's really starting to get smelly. I think in the meantime, once I get back home, I'm gonna give her a good wipe down with a rag, just to kind of freshen her up a little bit. I had to light a scented candle while I was at home, because I was like, this dog stinks. So bad. And oh shoot, I forgot I have to have lunch at 12:30, so that's another reason why I have to stop delivering, because that's my lunch time. And what I'm having for lunch today, I have no idea. Today's the first day where I'm really not sure what I want to eat for lunch. I know I'm having Panera for dinner tonight, so I'm definitely not going to have a salad. And I don't want soup, so I'll have to figure it out. I'm sure it'll all become clear. I'm definitely having a cup of hot cocoa. I'm really enjoying having hot cocoa at lunchtime. So I'll do that. And yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm shopping for. Let me see if it's anything hard. Groceries. more groceries, some socks, great. 3 different items that are socks. So that's the first thing I'm gonna take care of when I get there, is go right to the men's or women's section and try to find these socks. It's always so hard to find clothes. Even socks are hard to find inside of Target. It is one of those it's one of those things where they just don't have everything. They have, like, they'll have socks, but they won't have the exact kind of socks they want. And then sometimes people order underwear and they want a specific kind. They never have it. And then you go for the substitute and they always reject the substitute because people are very particular about their clothes. Well, let's see if I can get a place to park over here. I think I'll park on the right side this time. Okay, everybody, we are here. Let's start the fun. Just like I thought. They don't have the ones they want. This is the closest I could find, of course, and they were so hard to find. They wanted 2 packages of the men's socks. They only had 1 left, so I think they're like $6 a package or $8 a package. So it's probably gonna reduce the amount of money I'm gonna get in the end for this order. Let's get out of here. This was a easy one, but it was not exactly fun. I did not like dealing with trying to find women's socks because they're very hard to find, especially since I'm not a woman. I don't know where the socks are. So the first place I went to that I saw socks were socks for children. And I said, these are not the socks for women. Keep walking. Next place I ended up was in Bra City. There are no socks here where the bras are. I'm like, okay, Bra City. Next stop, panties. Nope, they just got a bunch of panties. There's no socks. And finally, I ended up where the women's socks were. And they have a million different kinds of socks. They got socks that are gray and white. They got socks that are in color. They have socks that are in white. They got calf length, ankle length, calf length. So many different types of socks. So many different types of brands. Very difficult. And then once I found the socks that they wanted, and it went through and confirmed it was the right kind of socks, I had to go to the section where the men's socks were, which is almost as difficult, but at least I knew where that was. And sure enough, the socks that they wanted, they only had 1 package left. Because obviously there must be some kind of sale or discount on those socks. And that's why they were almost out of stock. I think they were like the cheapest kind of socks you could get in black for men. And then I moved on to where the groceries were. And I don't think I had problems with the groceries. Oh, there's a substitute. They didn't have the bacon that they wanted. And luckily they had the last 2 packages of the substitute that they wanted. So that worked out. Let's enter a code. Gate code worked, and then it's going to be a meet at the door, and there's no pin or anything like that. And I don't think there's anything else to report. This is going to be the last one of the day, and I don't know how other people do this job like as a 40-hour work week. I mean, I did it in the beginning. I used to work crazy hours doing this when I first started doing it because it was fun. But the romance of doing this has long since faded, and now it's just, just something to do for a little bit and be done with it. see, I'm gonna make a right here. I think it says it's on the left-hand side. Let me see. Yeah, it's this house here. I think they have to leave it at the door though. Their garage is open. But I'll go right here. I have a delivery. They didn't come to the door. I pressed the button for the doorbell and I rang the doorbell. And they did not, like a lady kind of went blah, blah, blah. And I didn't understand a word she said. So I said, I have your delivery. And there was no response. So I sent a message and I said, I've arrived. Then I said, I'll just leave it at the door. And that's all that happened. And they had a whole bunch of other packages there that had been just sitting there for who knows how long. All kinds of Amazon packages, and I assume they'll eventually get it. I think the app says like to wait 7 minutes or something like that, but that's too creepy. I'm not standing in front of somebody's door for 7 minutes waiting for somebody to show up. They're gonna think that I'm trying to break into their house or something, like some kind of stalker. So I figure sending them the message is good enough, and they know I've left it at the front door, and I'm trying to think if I've ever had a problem with that. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had a problem. I like it with DoorDash. They let you take a picture of the stuff you're leaving, and then you can send it to them in a text message, the picture. But Uber doesn't do that. Uber makes you wait the full 7 minutes or however long it is, and then it allows you to take a picture. But there's no way I'm going to stand there like a dummy and wait for somebody to come to the door for 7 minutes. That's just not happening. I think I did that in the very beginning when I was learning how to do this job, but at this point I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing it. So anyway, I think today was an okay day. I put about 13 miles on the car, and I'll get a couple of jobs. I think I made about 20 bucks, hopefully, if that tip came through. And yeah, it was just another day. There's nothing special to report today. And so if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It's just another day in the neighborhood for me. And if you like watching me drive around town talking about how I'm trying to lose weight, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned to see if I lose the full 20 pounds that I need to lose so I can get my health back on track. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys again on the next one. Bye for now. I really don't know what I'm doing here for lunch, but I got the coffee maker going and I got the stuff ready for my hot chocolate. I think it's ready to go. Hot water start. Alright, so that's going. Then I got this concoction here, which is pinto beans and a soup. And I think this was a mistake, but in the microwave I have some Brussels sprouts cooking as well. I think that's too much food, so maybe I'll save the Brussels sprouts for dinner. I cut up the Brussels sprouts and I put it in the soup. I still have a lot of soup left over. I'll put that back in the fridge. And I got my hot cocoa ready to go here. And that's lunch. I hope it tastes good. And then after I do this, I gotta wash the dog.